Awesome intro, isn't it? Hi everyone, this is yet again, EMI3280, and the crew, Anubis LXG, and VA Productions 2010.
There is a new crew member. He doesn't have an account here in YouTube, it's a friend from school. He will be called Yamcha90.
Hi everyone, I'm the new crew member. My voice isn't a text-to-speech voice like the other crew members. There weren't any cool voices left, so we just recorded my voice and we pitched it down.
Today we are going to talk about two topics. Giygas from Earthbound and Gold is Dead.
We are going to start with the Giygas one. Giygas, Giygas, or whatever you call him, is the last boss of one of the best Nintendo games, Earthbound. The game itself is a very nice experience. It makes you laugh at times, sometimes it's confusing, but it's never terrifying, until the last part of the game.
Yes. Imagine 8-year-old Japanese kids back in 1995. They are happy playing Earthbound, and then they finally get to the final boss.
Which is this? Play the clip.
That's only the first part of the battle, which is rather normal. Now here comes a part that disturbed everyone back when the game was new.
That doesn't cause any damage to my 16-year-old mind, but back in those days it did cause terror.
The backstory of Giygas is very confusing. Many say that the creator of the whole Mother series, Itoi, made Giygas out from a bad experience he had when he was a kid.
In the mid-1950s, when Itoi was around 5 or so, he walked into a wrong movie theater at a cinema. Playing at the time was a Japanese movie called The Military Policeman, and then this member viewed it.
That's worse than watching Begotten, lol. Being
5, he mistook a love-making scene that eventually leads to a murder as something else. Years later, he thinks it was a rape scene, but it was not. Whatever the case, the combination of pleasure and pain was a tremendous emotional shock to young Itoi.
Decades later, when working on Mother 2, he wanted to bring across that same sort of shock. So he made Giygas say a combination of things about pleasure and pain to make players feel that same emotional disturbance. Given that Giygas is one of the most memorable enemies in video game history, I think Itoi's approach worked.
There is a lot of incorrect info flying around about this stuff. Here are the facts. The movie Itoi saw was not porn. The scene Itoi saw was not a rape scene. Itoi did not use dialogue from the movie for the Giygas text. Itoi did not use music from the movie, and Itoi did not use something from the movie to design Giygas' appearance.
Okay, apart from Giygas' horrible appearance, the battle itself is very unique. You can't only beat him with physical attacks, only prayers from people affect him. That's very strange. There are 4 stages for this battle. The last one is the one that had a lot of controversy and innuendo in the world. Giygas' form was a baby fetus.
Yes, as he said, it was a baby fetus. Itoi said it was mere coincidence, but look at this other coincidence. Where Giygas is held, it's called the Devil's Machine. There is a theory surrounding the Devil's Machine, and its resemblance to a giant variation of a female reproductive system. The porthole on the machine appears to be a cervix, making the machine itself a uterus, with the crack that takes Ness and company to the machine resembling, and thus appearing to be, a human vulva, making the pathway between the machine and the crack appearing as the vagina.
There is a persistent theory that Giygas is a fetus when encountered in the cave of the past that gains support by the fact that Ness traveled back in time to face Giygas, and that one of the final undulations of Giygas' background during the battle makes the image appear to form the outline of a baby. However, the theory has been almost universally discarded due to Shinji Sato Itoi's explanation on the creation of Giygas, and that the image is simply a coincidence.
Also, if you are close enough to your TV, or if you separate the sound ports using special programs, you can hear Giygas' voice. Another person did us a favor to do that. We give special credit to thatonedrewguy for letting us use the footage. Wow, roll the clip.
Credits again to thatonedrewguy for the footage. Thanks, bro.
There's also another persistent theory about Giygas. Let's start with this one.
First of all, it's important to understand that through much of the game, Giygas had not yet gone through his transformation. He was still a relatively sane alien warlord, plotting and planning the invasion.
However, as Ness and his companions get stronger and closer, Giygas starts to worry that he won't be able to stop them. The Apple of Enlightenment has already predicted his failure and defeat. He begins to get desperate.
The technology from Giygas' race has a lot to do with Psi. Especially, in this case, the Magicant in both games is created from the person's Psi and their own mind, along with a special stone. That special stone was God's Tail in Mother Earthbound's prequel, and in Earthbound, it was the Sound Stone.
Yes, but what's lost in translation is that the silver tentacle you see in the cave of the past is supposed to be a 16-bit version of the God's Tail stone from Mother. That means it's the entrance point for somebody's Magicant.
For more information about what Magicant is, there's a link in the description for more information about it. So let's continue.
So the question is, whose Magicant is it? The rest is only implied. Maybe this is only speculation, but we know that Giygas was scared and desperate. We also know that he viewed emotions as a weakness and impurity.
What we believe that is implied here is that Giygas retreated to the cave of the past to bind himself sometimes Ness near the end of his journey. He then created and entered his own Magicant in an effort to purify himself and remove his weaknesses.
In process, he literally destroyed who he was. He shattered his own mind in an attempt to remove his emotions that he saw as weaknesses. Without a mind to control them, his own powers destroyed his body as well, and he became the force of pure evil energy and insanity, the embodiment of evil.
Both theories fit perfectly, so both can equally be real. It's all speculation.
And that's all we have about Giygas.
Now we're going to talk about the Gold is Dead mystery from HeartGold and SoulSilver.
Maybe I was late to the party, but some days ago I went to GameStop for buying Poem on HeartGold. I wanted to buy it new because I wanted the folk walker. It looked cool. Unluckily, there were no new copies anymore, so I was forced to buy a used copy.
There was something strange about the cartridge. There was no front label. Also, the presentation of the cartridge was one of a normal DS game. It didn't have the Bluetooth sensor or the darker than normal color the HeartGold cartridge has. Also, the name of the game was just written with Sharpie.
I didn't put much importance in it. I know GameStop likes to screw big customers all the time, so seeing games like these was nothing new.
When you buy a Pokemon game used, the first thing you do is to see what the past owner did. What was his team, if he was a badass, that kind of stuff.
He had the Mewtwo, Rayquaza, and Arceus as Apnos, Kyogre, and to see with you, all of them were level 100 and shiny. Or this guy was a hacker, or he was a very good Pokemon trainer.
Or an overly obsessed nerd without a life,
says the Naruto fan.
Okay, now, let's continue. He was Lyra, a female character, and the game was safe on top of Mount Silver, in Red's usual spot. I turned around to leave the place, but then somebody came running up to me. I was shocked to see that was Chris, the protagonist from Crystal version.
She said, Lyra, have you seen Gold? I was thinking we could search for him together.
Lyra started leading Chris like you do with your rival in Platinum.
I decided to explore the mountain first, even if I already knew the entire map, because I played Pokemon Gold in the Game Boy Color 1,000 times, and I memorized the map. Suddenly, I came upon a peculiar cave I had never seen before, so I entered it.
He walked further into the cave when he saw Gold's sprite, pale as the snow, crying, and sitting in a puddle of blood.
He walked towards Gold, and a notification appeared saying that there is a piece of torn lab coat next to the dead body.
The screen went black, and then a static picture of the outside of Professor Oak's lab appeared in the screen, followed with slaughtering sounds and horrifying noises.
There was only one answer. The responsible for everything was Professor Oak. Anubizel turned off his DS in that moment and stopped playing. Viewer, if you encounter any of these hacked and modified Pokemon cartridges, don't think it twice, and create a channel in YouTube for talking about it.
Grab a grip.
Okay, without jokes. If you encounter any of these modded cartridges, share your personal experience in the comments. We currently have the cartridge of this modded version. After a deep investigation through the game's database, we're going to get rid of it. So if you want to get your hands on it, don't be shy and make a move. There should be more around the world, and there are thousands of more modded versions out there. You never know when it will happen to you.
It sounds like to be Irish.
Before finishing the video, I would like to give credits to MusicLoverOriginals for lending us some of his soundtracks. He has a lot of nice creations, so don't forget to subscribe to him too. And thanks for watching. If you liked the video, don't forget to leave a comment, and if you want more, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks everyone.